Why do people say the higher the awareness, the more you should learn to keep quiet? Because arguing with people of low awareness is the dumbest and lowest kind of inner consumption. The typical mindset of low awareness groups is that they only want to live in their own world, only believing what they want to believe. You present facts and reason until your mouth is dry, but they take nothing in, only knowing how to argue back. Actually, it's not that what you said is wrong. It's that your awareness is simply not on the same level. You stand on the mountaintop admiring the beautiful scenery, while he stands at the foot of the mountain seeing only wasteland. Even if you argue until dawn, there will be no result, only draining your energy. The more you argue, the more emotional you get. In the end, you're too angry to sleep, while the other person still eats and drinks as usual. At this point, have you asked yourself, is what we said really wrong, or was there never any need to waste words? So today we talk about why the higher the awareness, the more one understands the wisdom of keeping quiet. My friend Stephanie is a typical top student. She works in internet operations in a big city. Her income is stable and her life is good. But every time she returns to her hometown, she ends up quarreling with relatives until red in the face. At a family gathering, her aunt held her hand and said, "No matter how much money a girl makes, what's the use? The right path is to find a good man to marry. A good marriage is better than a good career." My friend immediately got anxious and argued back. What era is this now? Female independence is most important. I can support myself. Why must I rely on marriage to prove my value? Unexpectedly, this set off a war. Several relatives surrounded her, talking at once. You studied too much and became silly. When you're old, no one will take care of you. Women ultimately still need to return to family. Don't be too headstrong. We're saying this for your own good. Stephanie argued with reasoning, from women's career development to marriage freedom, talking until she was blue in the face for more than half an hour. But not only were her relatives not convinced, they felt she had become rebellious and no longer listened. That night, she tossed and turned, unable to sleep, feeling wronged and angry. The next day, she was exhausted and unfocused at work. This is the result of arguing with low awareness people. You think you're speaking reason, but the other side is speaking emotion. You want to pull them to see a wider world, but they are trapped in their small circle, even accusing you of being abnormal. In the end, the reasoning didn't get through, but your own energy was completely drained. This comes from a psychology concept, the need for cognitive closure. Simply put, everyone has a tendency to seek definite answers, especially people with lower awareness. They need certainty to feel safe. For them, the world is black or white. Views are either right or wrong. When faced with something beyond their awareness, they instinctively reject and argue back. Because admitting "I don't know" or accepting a new idea would break their inner balance, it's like someone living in a bubble who only sees the tiny world around them. They firmly believe the world is only that small. When you tell them the world is vast, they won't think they are narrow-minded. They'll think you're lying, because your words exceed their awareness boundary and destroy the certainty they depend on. Low awareness people are the same. They only want to live in their familiar world, only believing what they want to believe. You tell them child-free couples can still be happy. They only think not having kids is irresponsible. You tell them reading broadens horizons. They only believe making money is the hard truth. You analyze the harm of family pressure to marry. They reply, "I'm saying this for your own good." It's not that your logic is unclear or your evidence insufficient, but that your awareness levels are simply not on the same tier. One is on the mountaintop, one squats at the mountain foot, seeing completely different scenery. One of my viewers once wrote to me. He said he quarreled with his childhood friend about whether reading books is useful. He came from an ordinary family, got into a top university through hard study, and later entered a big company doing planning. Although not super rich, his life is decent, and his vision is broader than before. His childhood friend quit after middle school, worked as a waiter, and now runs a small restaurant, earning even more than him. One time when they chatted, he advised his friend to read more books, even just industry-related knowledge, to run the restaurant better. But his friend immediately turned hostile. "What's the use of books? I barely studied and still make money. You studied so much but don't earn much more than me. Don't talk nonsense. Better to just work hard." He felt very wronged, wanting to explain. Reading is not for instant money, but to improve awareness and face future uncertainty. But just as he spoke, his friend interrupted. "You've been brainwashed. Reading made you dumb." After that quarrel, the two didn't contact each other for a long time. He was depressed for days, thinking, how could good friends not talk on the same channel anymore? This is the gap brought by awareness difference. You stand on a higher dimension, seeing long-term value and possibility. But low awareness people see only short-term benefit and certainty. Arguing with them is like arguing with a 3-year-old that candy can't be a main meal. You're right, but he just cries because you won't let him eat candy. In the end, you win the logic, but lose your mood. You can't convince him, but you get trapped in his negativity, falling into endless consumption. So some people ask, when facing arguments with low awareness people, should we just swallow it? Of course not. Keeping quiet is not losing. It is clear self-protection. It means not wasting energy on unworthy people and things. Truly smart people never fight head-on. They use flexible methods. You have a point, but everyone makes their own choices. As long as one feels comfortable, that's fine. When relatives push marriage, just smile. Thanks for your concern. I know what I'm doing. When friends argue, nod. You have your idea, then change the topic. If someone goes too far, stay silent with attitude saying, I don't want to argue. These ways give the other person a step down while also protecting your own emotions. We argue because we can't accept our views not being recognized or being misunderstood. But awareness gaps cannot be bridged by debate. You cannot wake someone pretending to sleep. You cannot convince someone who refuses new things. Rather than wasting time, it is better to improve yourself. The more you read, the farther you travel, the more people you meet, the higher your awareness grows. The gap widens until they cannot keep up and don't even have the right to argue with you. People's biggest weakness is caring too much about how others see them. We fall into endless arguments because we care too much about opinions, wanting too much to prove we are right. But your value never depends on others' approval. Your right or wrong never depends on debate. True maturity is filtering people and things, only opening to those worth it, only investing in what benefits you. So learn to keep quiet, guard your energy. Do not let low awareness people drain your life. Your time is precious, your energy is precious. Do not waste them on the unworthy. From today, be a clear, high awareness person. Do not bicker, do not tangle, do not self-consume. Focus on improving yourself and live the life you like.